And hello everyone, and welcome into episode 4 of recapping men's basketball from the Crossroads League. These games that we're going to recap in this video from this past Saturday, January 25th, and there were some really exciting matchups. And the biggest one was receiving votes Indiana Wesleyan hosting number 18 Huntington, and this game was an all-time classic. Now, just for contrast, the last time those two teams met in Lucky Arena was the Crossroads League Tournament semifinals at the end of last season, and that one and the game last year at home in the tournament 77, or I believe it was 79-74 in favor of Indiana Wesleyan. And this game on Saturday I was at, and it was an absolute blast. The environment was just absolutely incredible, and the game itself was an all-time classic, very reminiscent to the tournament game against Huntington at the end of last year, where it was back and forth. One team would get a run, another team would get a run, and then it was just a seesaw battle the rest of the way. And Indiana Wesleyan getting their first ranked win of the year, winning the game by a final score of 83-76. And and notable key stats, Indiana Wesleyan, for I believe the first time this season, had 3 players score 20 plus points. So really amazing. And Indiana Wesleyan had 10 second chance points, and they hit 9 3-pointers as a team, and that tied the season high. And some key box score stats: senior Griffin Cleaver had 21 points in the game this past Saturday, 7 of 12 shooting, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And I hope you are, and if you are able to hear some background noise of a siren, I apologize for that. And of course, living in Knox County, Ohio, we live near the hospital, so we hear a ton of sirens pretty much every single day. So if you're hearing that in the background, I sincerely apologize. And for Luke Brown on Saturday, he had himself quite a game. 21 points, 4 of 9 shooting from downtown, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And redshirt sophomore Cademan Bontrager, and if you're wondering how that's spelled, his first name is spelled Caedmon, and his last name of Bontrager is spelled Bontrager. And he had himself a really good game. He's 6'9", super athletic, had 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists on the day. So that was the matchup of the year this past Saturday. Recapping the next matchup from this past Saturday, the Spring Arbor Cougars traveled to Mount Vernon Nazarene to take on the other Cougars, and this one was a really good game. Spring Arbor victorious 68-62, and they had a fantastic game from senior Gabe Newhoff. He was 8 of 12 shooting, 4 of 5 from 3, or 4 of 5 at the free throw line, had 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Spring Arbor shot 52% from the field, 30% from 3, just 61 at the line. Meanwhile, for Mount Vernon just had a rough shooting game, 36% from the field, 25 from 3. They were a perfect 4 of 4 at the free throw line for obviously 100%. And they had a really impressive performance from graduate senior Bailey Conrad, 8 of 19 shooting, 3 of 10 from 3. Carter Jones, another senior on Mount Vernon's team, 5 of 7 shooting, 7 rebounds, and 1 block. Milton Gage, 4 of 11 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, perfect 2 of 2 at the line, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. And that was the matchup there. And the next matchup takes us to Upland, Indiana, where receiving votes St. Francis traveled to Upland to take on the Trojans of Taylor. St. Francis victorious in this game, 82-68, behind Isaiah Malone's 20-point performance, 9 of 14 shooting, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 5 blocks. And I got the chance to see Isaiah play last year twice when they played Indiana Wesleyan, and then the first time they played IWU this year at their place in Fort Wayne. And Isaiah is just absolutely amazing, 6'11", and he has such a big wingspan that honestly I would not be surprised if he goes pro after graduation, or if he transfers and goes Division I before his collegiate career is up. It would not surprise me either way. He is just one heck of an athlete, and it definitely shows out on the court. And St. Francis in the game against Taylor shot a blistering 60% from the field, 42 from 3. They were just 60% at the free throw line. They missed 6 free throws. And meanwhile for Taylor shot 44 from the field, 39 from 3, and just 61 at the free throw line. But a couple of bright spots for the Trojans in this game was Anton Webb. And he was 3 of 11 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jackson Ulm, his last name is spelled Ullom, 2 of 6 shooting, which was 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Nate Paulberg, 2 of 6 shooting, 3 rebounds. And they had a really, really big game from Caden Furman, who he is a senior this year. He has played absolutely phenomenal for head coach Austin Peters. 6 of 9 shooting for Furman, 3 of 5 from downtown, 5 assists, 1 rebound, and 1 steal in that one. And then the next matchup, the Pilots of Bethel traveled to Goshen, Indiana, and that's spelled Goshen, to take on the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs were looking to get their first conference win this year. Meanwhile, for Bethel, they were looking to remain perfect on the year in conference, and they were that indeed. Now, it was only a 3-point Pilot lead at halftime, but the Pilots outscored the Maple Leafs in the second half by 14, and that was the difference maker in this game, 86-69, Bethel victorious there. Bethel 10-0 in conference, 17-3 overall. Meanwhile, for the Maple Leafs, they fall to 5-15 overall and 0-10 in the Crossroads League. And Bethel shot 48% from the field, 46 from 3, 89 at the free throw line, which is really, really good. And Goshen shot really well too, 49 from the field, 40 from 3, but just 53% at the free throw line, and that kind of explains that one. And then the final matchup in Indianapolis, the 14th ranked Grace College Lancers traveled to Indianapolis to take on the Knights of Marion. And Grace, they had to earn every nickel and dime of this game, and they outscored Marion by 8 points in the second half, and that was the difference. And Grace goes to 16-4 overall, 8-2 in the Crossroads League. Grace shot 49% from the field, but just 23 from 3, 71 at the free throw line. Marion 47 from the field, 50 from 3, and 80% at the line. So obviously Marion shot the ball just a little bit better. And two guys that really stood out in this game in terms of stats, Noah Lovin, 11 of 19 shooting, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. And Aiden Franks, 7 of 14 shooting, 2 of 4 was beyond the arc, 3 rebounds. And Gavin Foe, 4 of 9 shooting, 3 of 4 at the line, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And those were your matches from this past Saturday. So previewing some upcoming games, coming up tomorrow, Marion will be traveling to Spring Arbor to take on the Cougars up in Michigan. The Trojans of Taylor will be traveling to Mount Vernon to take on the Cougars. The Foresters of Huntington will be traveling to Mishawaka to take on the Pilots of Bethel, and that should be an all-time classic game. 2 top 20 ranked teams, should be absolutely awesome. The Maple Leafs of Goshen will be traveling to Fort Wayne to take on the Cougars of St. Francis, and the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan will be out in Winona Lake, Indiana to take on the Lancers of Grace College. And those will be your games coming up tomorrow night as well. So those are your game recaps from this past Saturday and previewing the games for tomorrow. So there's hard to believe there's only 8 games left in the regular season, and it's definitely ending too quickly, and it's hard to believe that the season is almost over. So obviously there's still a long ways to go yet, and it's just so competitive this year, not just on the women's side but the men's side as well. And so that does it for this video, and I was able to officially launch my Spotify my Spotify podcast, and I'm still trying to figure out the ins and outs of that and get that up and running. So if I continue to have any issues with that, I'll just keep uploading these videos here on YouTube, so you're able to stay in the know, so to speak, of what's going on in the Crossroads League, the men's side, the women's side, as we get deeper and deeper toward the finish of the 2024/25 basketball season. Hard to believe it's almost coming to a close. It's just flown by, and it's definitely been a lot of fun being able to do these videos. So if you did enjoy this video, again, please feel free to like this video, leave me a comment down below, or subscribe to my channel, or maybe do all 3 of those things. That helps me out greatly, and any feedback that you provide me is greatly appreciated for sure. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and have a great week, and thanks so much for watching this video.